It's my privilege to come to Coimbatore and get to interact with all of you through this means of a press conference. The occasion, of course, is 4 years of the NDA government at the center. There's a very large India that is not privileged, and therefore who takes care of their houses, who takes care of funding for their projects, who takes care of their health, who takes care of their self-respect, who makes this India empowered to then strengthen the country. 4 years down the line, 31 crore bank accounts have been opened. And this is not just bank accounts. This is the pathway to an empowered country, an empowered nation. This is the pathway. Self-respect is the most important thing for every family. You should not be folding your hands in front of anyone. And therefore we come up with a simple scheme of PM Suraksha at 12 rupees per year, 1 rupees per month. There are many, many families who, because of an accident, suffered and now have been, in a way, blessed with this support, immediate support at times of need. And of course, we have PM Jyoti Bima Yojana. People to whom insurance companies would never go to are now being insured. It's not just the government servants who have a pension. Every person can have a pension. There has to be a system, a scheme thought for them. That has been, crores of people, 19 crore people are now benefited with the combination of all of these schemes. 19 crore people means 19 crore families being touched. When the Prime Minister spoke of creating toilets, he said, let the whole country work towards creating toilets. We were, in a way, working towards what Mahatma Gandhi once wished it happens in the country. Imagine a person who has to restrict for relieving themselves to only morning hours or late night hours. If you try and do that, you will realize how difficult it is. And so it has health benefits, and mother is always the nucleus of a family. If the mother is healthy, everyone in the family will be healthy. And these toilets have ensured that the dropout rates of the school girls is also reduced in schools. The mothers are more healthier and they have a sense of respect as well. 3.6 lakh villages are now open defecation free. Direct bank transfer, 431 schemes, 92 ministries. All these schemes, the money is now going through a direct bank transfer to the people. There are gas connections which were over and above the use of a family, but they were all being subsidized. Today the subsidy is going only to the right people. So 20 crore people are getting subsidy into the bank account. We all realize that India has a very different reputation now in the eyes of the world. We are now respected in all the various forums, international forums. Our GDP is rising when the world's GDP is around 4%. Our GDP is increasing. We've always had yoga, which has been part of our culture. But today, yoga is celebrated across the world. And United Nations has decided on a date, 21st of June, as an International Yoga Day. For the first time, our soldiers, with the permission of Government of India, with the backing of the Prime Minister, went across the borders and hit the enemy in their own camps. We carried out the surgical strikes. We sent out a message to the world that India will not accept terrorism happening in our backyard, and we will hit back when it is required. The armed forces again had been asking for one rank, one pension from 40 years. So the governments before had not moved on to it. In less than 1 year, we gave one rank, one pension. The status of the country is so strong now that with all the forums, economic forums, the United Nations, in all these places, the role of India is highly respected. Technology is touching everyone. Today we are self-reliant. Earlier, even our armed forces was dependent on satellites of other countries. Today, we not only have our own satellites, we've given satellites to SAARC as well. The SAARC nations, our friendly nations all around, with the responsibility that India has provided the satellite to them. We now have the capacity, and we did, because we have to catch up with the developed countries, we launched 104 satellites in a single launch. Farmers are our priority. How do we increase the income of farmers from now, and we double it by 2022? So there has to be technology used there. So technology which was earlier restricted to laboratories are now being taken to the farms. Farm to market roads was first developed here by Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji when he came up with Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. Today we have gone beyond that, and we have provided market to the farmers. On a mobile phone, the farmers now know what is the rate of their produce. They are not dependent on the mandi which is there closest to them physically. They have access to all the mandis. They can sell their product at a better price to the mandi that they feel is giving them the right price. Similarly, soil health card, use of fertilizers, neem coating of urea. Look at the amount that we've committed to farmers. 11 lakh crore is the farm credit that is available to them. Tax incentives have been given for activities post-harvest. The bamboo, which was till now a tree and therefore could not be cut, has been converted into grass so that farmers can utilize the bamboos for various produce. MSP used to be at the whims and fancies of government. Now it has been, there is a formula to it. It's been earmarked. 1.5 times of the production cost is going to be the MSP. We've increased it to 1.5 times. There's 20 lakh ton produce, which used to be 1.5 lakh ton earlier. That's the stock of pulses that we have. This is the amount of, all there in front of you, how we've used the various technology to improve the farming capabilities. The micro irrigation fund which is available to the farmers. Again, what I've already spoken of, connecting all the mandis, giving through mobile technology to the farmers, having access to all the mandis so that they can know the right price. Earlier, whenever there used to be any calamity and the crop would be destroyed because of, heavy rains or something else, it used to be 50% damage to the crops, and then you would get compensation. The moment our government came, we reduced it to 33%. Not just that, earlier in UPA government time, only a standing crop, if the standing crop was destroyed, only then would you get compensated, that to 50%. Now, even a harvested crop, even a newly sown crop, if it is destroyed, the compensation is provided when the destruction is more than 33%. Families of the diseased farmers, a support of 4 lakh rupees, increased from 2.5 lakh rupees. If you look at the right at the bottom one, you will see the fund which is there for the state for all the calamities that is there, is risen 82%. Again, the amount has gone up from 33,000 crores to 61,000 crores from this period, 2015 to 2020. Youth are the greatest strength, and therefore, large number of youth, they need to be skilled, they need to have the opportunity to grow. For the same reason, we created Atal Tinkering Labs. The Atal Tinkering Labs is a very interesting thing. Young children who have new ideas, new concepts, they need to be given these facilities in the schools itself. That is how innovation happens. And that is why we've created 2,400 Atal Tinkering Labs, so that children, students who have new ideas can work on them. The UGC has granted autonomy to 60 universities. We believe that universities need to be run by experts, and therefore we've given them that autonomy now. There's a national testing agency to conduct all professional examinations. Various types of reforms have been carried out in education. If you see the top right, we have created many IITs, IIMs, medical colleges, Navodaya Vidyalayas, because education cannot be restricted to metro cities. When you start a company, you need to have benefit of tax exemptions. So we've created tax relief for 3 consecutive years out of a block of 7 years. Any 3 years they can ask for. Similarly, there's a very large amount of funding coming through Mudra loans. Skill training centers have come up all across the country. 1 crore young adults have access to these training centers. This is the first time that the Government of India has created a platform for school students which is nearly equivalent to a Commonwealth Games or an Asian Games, so that more and more can dream of Olympics. So for the first time, school national championship was conducted and 100 hours of live broadcast was done. We are picking up 1,000 children from here and giving them 5 lakh rupees per year for 8 years in a row, so that at a time when nobody sponsors them, it is the Indian government with the taxpayers' money coming in to sponsor these future champions of a country. Like I mentioned right in the beginning, women are the nucleus of a family. And anything, their self-respect, their health, their education, their sports, anything that you do for them is going to be doubly or triply helpful.
பொதிகை சமூகத்தின் மகிழ்ச்சி.
तन मन की एकाग्रता और सामर्थ्य बढ़ाने में योग ने हमेशा मेरा साथ दिया है. योग अपनाइए, संभावनाओं को संभव बनाइए. योग सही गाइडेंस और कंसल्टेशन के साथ ही कीजिएगा.
अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस. योग संभावनाओं को संभव बनाए.
பொதிகை சமூகத்தின் மகிழ்ச்சி.
For working women, we've come up with 26 weeks of maternity leave so that both the mother and the child are healthy. The dropout rate of the girls is reducing now. 4 lakh crores has been given in the last 4 years. 4 lakh crores. And 10 crore people have benefited through this Mudra loan. 10 crore people. 10 crore people means at least 10 crore families, because if one person is earning, then he takes care of the rest of the people. So 10 crore families have been taken care of. And if you account for 4 or 5 members in each family, 50 crore people have been benefited through this Mudra loan. 70% of the Mudra beneficiaries are women. Again, we come back to the same point, that the nucleus of the family is working the hardest, and we provided them the maximum support. We also have for the SC, ST and OBC, the stand-up loans. 9 crore women have benefited through the Mudra and Stand Up India. This is something that puts a head in shame anytime, anywhere it happens. And therefore, apart from the behavioral change that's required in the society, some very strong punitive measures had to be announced. And our government has gone ahead and announced these punitive measures. Women were not allowed to do Hajj Yatra alone without the presence of a male guardian. We've done away with that. We've changed that rule. And that was, by the way, only a rule made within India, not outside. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, a large number of women have been benefited through this. Passport rules for single mothers have all been amended and been made easier for them. A healthy India. Now, health is a primary thing for everyone. And who ensures the health of the large number of people who cannot afford it themselves? Again, the Government of India has planned a scheme for it. Ensuring good health of mother and the child, like I mentioned earlier. 1.1 crore antenatal checkups have been done. So many health camps have been organized. 80 lakh pregnant women have been immunized. So it all means that the government, the health department is working, going to the rural areas and ensuring that the mother and child are healthy. Operating on your knee, on your heart, till a couple of years ago used to be only for the well-off people. Stents were very expensive. We've ensured that the cost of the stents has come down. The the price of the knee implants has been reduced, both of them by about 50 to 70%. Affordable medicines are now available in more than 3,000 stores. Dialysis is now on a campaign mode. The dialysis program is being run. There are 497 dialysis units that have been made functional. About 2.5 lakh people have availed of this facility. Immunization program, again revamped and moving ahead on a mission mode. They've completed 4 phases covering 528 districts. Infrastructure, 2 lakh kilometers of road is being made in our country. The Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, houses for the poor. We have a target of 1 crore houses to be built by 2019. We have identified 100 urban areas which are now being developed as smart cities. Air travel, by the way, it was a pleasant surprise for me to see that there are more number of people who've traveled in aeroplanes in the year than in the railways. This is how affordable aircraft travel has become. I'm comparing the airplanes with AC trains. Each of these slides is self-explanatory. Be it the national highways, be it the speed of highway construction, average speed of rural road construction is all there. There's been a 62% reduction in the accident. Of course, every single accident is extremely painful. We have to come down to 0 accidents, but we are moving in that direction now. LED bulbs are being distributed across the whole country to the extent of the fact that a large number of electricity bills have been reduced because of the usage of LED bulbs. We've ensured that 18,000 villages which were left unelectrified, which means not even a single electric pole was there in those 18,000 villages, now has electricity right up to the village. But we are not satisfied there. The moment we achieved 100% success rate in connecting these villages with electricity, our next target was that we will connect every house by December 2018. So it's Saubhagya will ensure that electrification of 4 crore unelectrified homes by 2018. This is the income tax returns. 2013-14, it has jumped from there to more than double in 17-18. Again, our reforms have been keeping in mind what is right for the country. Our government has never hesitated to take strong decisions in for the betterment of the country. Like I said before, the GDP of our country is at 7.4, which is absolutely unparalleled anywhere in the world. Ease of doing business, ease of living, both have been connected. If there is ease of doing business, it has to be connected to what benefit does that business bring to a common Indian. And therefore, businesses expansion has to be for the good of the larger number of people. So ease of living has to improve. Labor and their EPFO accounts can now be moved because of the universal account number. A good example of Make in India. Before 2014, there were only 2 manufacturing units for mobile phones in our country. Today there are 120 factories. Obviously, providing a large number of work as well to the people. I think there's no doubt in this, that right from day one, our government has come and taken very strong steps to curbing corruption, to bringing in transparency in our governance. Each one of them is self-explanatory. Every step has been taken, not keeping in mind the elections that keep happening in our country, but keeping in mind that this country has one opportunity to become stronger, and no stone unturned will be left to make it stronger. As you see the bottom one, PMLA has been amended so that property can be confiscated. And now all the defaulters it becomes easier for the government to get money back from them and to hold them accountable. Coal auctions, everything over the counter, everything very transparent. not a single finger raised on the way any of the auctions were done. Even the interviews have been done away for non-gazetted officers, so that the lobbying and the sifarish that always happens is all done away with. Unprecedented speed and scale in transforming the nation. Is the same set of people who are there in bureaucracy. The same officers are there. Yet in the last 4 years, as we've demonstrated and as you will see right now, the speed of work of the government has been amazing. It is because of a very strong leadership, very committed leadership.
Sir, is BJP worried about Tamil Nadu? Does BJP have a game plan for Tamil Nadu with regard to 2019 elections?
We are worried about the country as a whole. We want the country to become stronger. There's a commitment with which every member of parliament, every person in our party is committed to and is involved for working. I think our major concern is, like I mentioned earlier, even if you take our decisions have been so strong and bold and decisive that all of the election pundits would probably say that, these are not decisions to be taken for electoral politics. But we've still taken those decisions. So without fear of losing or winning an election, we want to strengthen this country. And we hope that through people like yourselves who are very aware, you are able to write about our actions and also criticize us where our actions are wrong. But let the people understand as to reason and logic behind all these actions. It is for the first time I feel that an average Indian is being represented truly. An average Indian's feelings are being represented truly at the central government.
Can you frankly tell us the weak areas and how you're planning to work on it? Because you have 1 more year left.
Very interesting point. If you consider this, having seen this, the short brief presentation I gave you, the various numbers that are reflected there, this government is utilizing the same bureaucracy that existed before 2014. And yet, because of a sense of commitment and because of a method of governance, repeatedly, regularly, our Prime Minister is holding meetings, bringing all the various departments together and giving a timeline for achievements. So like a private sector, we are given deadlines. Every 3 months, the Prime Minister asks us, what is the ease of business that you've done? What is the ease of living that has been created by your actions of ease of business? How have you made redundant some of the rules of your ministry which are no longer valid? How many times have you visited the grassroots areas to give me feedback from there? These are very regular meetings. If you notice all the numbers that we reflected, all these numbers have been achieved because of a very, very targeted approach. And therefore, I think the strength of the government is that we've been able to communicate with the people. We've created a two-way feedback through our social media, etc. Also the visits of ministers. And therefore, our intention is to keep working in this direction. So to answer your question, we need to work more in the same direction. The path is very clear. And that is why our slogan is Saaf Niyat or Sahi Vikas. Our intentions are clear and our development is also very, very clear.